This session is about interviewing Mr. Aravindhan Balaguru. This session is not only about how to prepare for UPSC and everything. It is a story. The story which tells the nitty-gritties of the preparation. Moreover than that, the family struggle. A story of a father who has worked hard enough to make his kids something worthy to get into the world and make a name for themselves. One of them is a doctor, one of them is an IRS officer right now. Apart from that, this is also a story of a mother who has worked very hard to make their children worthy of this world. It is a story of a friend, it is a story of a student, it is a story of everything that comes in the way of UPSC preparation, and moreover than that, how an individual turns himself into a good person. It is again a story of a person who has gone through all the ups and downs into the whole preparation. The exam is one, but at the same time, the whole scenario, the whole process changes and transforms a person into a personality. The personality which will be there into the Indian system, which will be there into the Indian revenue system as of now, and in the very fabric of the whole Indian society. His decisions are going to get marked into the society as the golden words which are written by an individual who will be guiding the society how to live, guiding the society how to earn, guiding the society how to move forward. And at the same time, we are thrilled to announce the person as our friend, as a student, as a faculty, and moreover than that, as a person who is going to be the most important person into the whole scenario, Mr. Aravindhan Balaguru. Please, first of all, thank you so much for coming over here, and thanks a lot to all of you that you guys came over here and you guys are here witnessing this beautiful interview. This is not an interview per se. This is something which will be transforming the rural youth particularly, and like not only rural, all over India, which will learn to dream big, which will learn to understand the society, which will learn to understand themselves, and moreover than that, they will move forward with utmost passion to achieve their goals. Again, welcome, sir. This is not only an interview. I will be calling Arvind sir, whatever it is, we will move forward into that manner. And thanks a lot for coming here. And first of all, thanks a lot for choosing this field. Whatever you have done, it is not less than a miracle. I know from the bottom where you come from and everything. So we'll start from that phase. Like, what was the childhood was like?
Sir, thank you so much for giving this opportunity, and it's an honor for me to be over here. And first, let me address the question. My childhood, I grew up in a joint family where my father lived with two of his other brothers. And growing up in a joint family, you know the kind of difficulties and the advantages which one possesses. So I studied in a school which was near to my home, and that went well. So after my 8th standard, we went into a separate household. So from there on, my actual preparation for exam came out. Because when I was in joint family, my mother was occupied with her work. So when we came out, she started focusing her attention on me. So till then, I was not a so studious youth. And so after we entered into a separate household, and she started giving attention and she started teaching me things. So that shaped my perspective of education and studies. So it went on, had a deeper impact on my career in the future. So
can you specify like one impact which like mom told you to do this thing and it has been with you since that time?
Not taking leave.
Good one. Okay. Yes, I have seen you. You don't take leaves at all. Yes, completely. And how do you think that will be important into the system you are going to be into? How do you think it will be important?
Sir, the system which we will be working under, it requires the complete commitment and dedication of the public servant. So whenever emergency reckons, we have to be there like a Batman. So we can't take any leave. So we have to be there to handle the emergency.
And when it comes to preparation, you belong to a regional language school or you belong to English medium school?
Sir, I belong to English medium school.
Okay. And name of the school was?
Star Matriculation Higher Secondary School.
Star Matriculation. Okay. We recently saw that you went to your school also recently.
Yes, sir.
You were the chief guest over there.
Yes, sir.
How was that feeling?
So it was a wonderful feeling that I had never lived in such kind of feeling actually, you know. Uh, so first time I'm going to a school where I studied, but in an altogether different perspective. So I felt it was a dream for many of us to visit our school as a chief guest. So I was totally, it was a mix of emotions. I was honored, happy on the one side, and I was anxious on the other side that I feel that I have to deliver more to the society now. Now I have greater responsibility to do that. So it was a completely altogether different feelings, which I've never experienced in my life.
Did students got inspired?
Sir, really, the kind of happiness I saw in their face and the kind of excitement they had, it was, I had never seen it like that anywhere.
And who was the first officer you saw as a child? First IAS or any Indian service, any central service officer?
Sir, in my fourth standard, Tamil Nadu was hit with tsunami.
Okay.
You are aware of
Yes,
it,
yes.
the Boxing Day tsunami, which was
Yes.
infamously known
Yes.
as. So that time there were two collectors who were very famous. So like Radhakrishnan sir and Gagandeep Singh Bedi sir. So they were the collectors in the coastal district. So the kind of work which they have did, I have seen them closely. I have seen them that the way they were working in, way they were handling the emotions of the people. They were calm and composed. So that inspired me a lot, sir. That was the first encounter, my indirect encounter with the civil service.
When you are working or when you were studying, do you think those visuals helped you to study and strategize your plan accordingly?
Sir, obviously that the things which I had seen in the past and a few of my dad's seniors, they're very honest officers, very upright persons. So those things quite inspired me, and I used to believe that one day I will also be like that. So those things helped me to achieve this goal.
Okay, good one. You mentioned dad. He is a retired police officer, as far as I know. His service, what you learned from that service, and how it used to be, the household, how it used to be when you were a kid. He is a police officer. Of course, the timing won't be like proper. Sometimes he has to do night shift. Sometimes he will be there. Sometimes he won't be there. Sometimes he will be missing the sports days and all those parts. So, how that household used to be? That is the question.
So despite his busy schedule, and he used to visit my school frequently. He used to have a meetup with my faculties.
Okay.
So every day he completes the work, at least weekly once or bare minimum monthly once he used to come to my school and inquire about me.
Wow. Okay.
So apart from that, the big issue which we faced is that during the festival seasons, he won't be there in the home. He used to go for the duty. And when emergency reckons, so he has to be there, like COVID and any other flood, any other thing, any function, festival, anything, he has to be there. And sometimes we used to feel that when everyone are celebrating the Diwali with their family and we were not celebrating properly. So it happens. It is a part of their job and we have to understand. So that is, my mom was very grateful and she entirely understands my dad about these things.
And you mentioned about that. Did any in the home, have you ever complained to your dad that dad, you're not there whenever like festivals are there? When you were a kid, did you complain it?
Sir, I don't remember exactly, but many a times I used to complain.
Now you understand what it was like. For the viewers, I would like to tell that recently I saw a pic of his father. He was introducing Arvind to his seniors, and the proud father that we could see in the photographs, we could see in the videos that how proud father can be. So I'm pretty sure many of you watching this thing are also dreaming the same way that you can make your parents proud about it. Moving on, I saw that pic and I loved the pic, by the way. Like, congratulations for that thing. And your brother, let's talk about your brother as well. He is a young chap, and he like I have met him multiple times. A very hardworking guy, at the same time very smart guy. I must say smarter than you, to be very honest. He is a doctor right now. He is into second year of MBBS, as far as I know. We met him when he was preparing for his NEET. Uh, how he is managing your success, handling your success. And every day I'm seeing his post, I'm a proud brother, this and that. So is he going to give the attempt? UPSC wala, once he clears.
So till now, we haven't spoken anything about that. So far, we are focusing on completing his graduation and doing PG in general medicine. So after his general medicine, he may think about giving attempts in UPSC.
The guy is smart, let me tell you, he is smart. And yes, shout out to Hari. Hari, we love you a lot.
Again, moving on.
Mom and dad, okay, we covered that part. What about, how was your Bangalore days? We met in Bangalore, by the way. Yeah. Please tell.
You know better than anyone.
Yes, the days were nice. At the same time, no, but this is from my personal point of view. I want to know. We are not expecting any kind of secrets to be spilled out, but at the same time, we would like to know what is the importance of peer group into the whole
There is no
process.
secret to be spilled out. It is altogether open. It's a complete open book. Secrets is out of syllabus.
How was the preparation days particular? You were earlier in Delhi,
Yeah.
for 1 year, right? And after that you moved to Bangalore.
Bangalore.
What is the difference between two cities? And then again you came over here for the preparation. So here means Latur. So what was the, shout out to Latur as well. Thank you. So again, what was the difference between the two cities? First we will discuss about Delhi and Bangalore.
I'll tell you that first I moved to Bangalore, then I moved to hometown. I stayed there for 1.5 years or something. Then things weren't working out for me. I didn't had a mentor. I wasn't doing well. I was just doing something for the sake of doing.
Okay.
So I enrolled in a test series. I was consistently getting very bad marks.
Okay.
So then I gave one prelims. I wasn't able to clear it. Then I reoriented my strategy. Then I moved to Bangalore actually for the first time in my life. So there I met my beloved brother Pratik.
Okay, yeah.
So we had a very good peer group, and those days were very awesome. In comparison to Delhi, actually we should not compare two things, but in Bangalore I felt that the weather is
Very nice.
the ambience is very good. It was quite calm and literally like it's soothing. So when it comes to Delhi, they were always busy, and we have to keep ourselves rushed towards something else. But in Bangalore, that thing was not there. At least in the place where we lived, actually in Chandra layout. So the peer group which I had, they were very supportive. Like in my first attempt, I wasn't able to clear. Second attempt, I was in Bangalore. So I can tell you one instances, and Pratik sir wasn't giving attempt that time. So he took a break. So he came with me for prelims. That day I went, I gave the paper. I felt that the paper was very tough. Anyway, I'm not going to clear. I said, Pratik, come, let's go. We'll go and have a movie and we'll go to room.
We won't give the CSAT.
Yeah, we won't give the CSAT. I told him, exactly I told him. Then Pratik said, Arvind, room is some 25 kilometers from here. If we go, it will cost us more. Wait, let it be. Anyway, it is done. Just go and give the CSAT. I'll be waiting here. Evening, we all can go together. We'll have fun.
Yeah.
So he told me. So I thought, why are you pressurizing me? He said, oh, just go and give an attempt. It's okay, fine. I just went, gave the attempt and came back. So when I was checking the key, in majority of the key, I wasn't clearing the CSAT cutoff.
I remember.
He knows that. Then after that time results used to come very lately. Some 40 or 45 days later, results came. I fortunately cleared. Surprisingly cleared. I don't know what to do that time. And then after that, I started preparing for mains. I had very less time for mains. So I started doing anthropology. And in those 40 days, I was watching only series. And he knows better than anyone actually.
Yeah. True.
Then I started giving anthropology, then many mocks and everything. So he used to correct my papers at the time and he used to give some suggestions to me. Then I went and gave mains. Again cleared mains. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah.
So this was the kind of thing. This was the initial phase of our Bangalore days. So in the later phase, I wasn't able to clear three prelims consecutively, and they were very supportive. So every prelims, I used to come with failure. But, many things happened actually, So in one attempt, I lost by 0.3 marks in prelims.
I remember.
That was very terrible and heartbreaking for me. In another attempt, I failed by 7 marks in GS and I got only 45 in CSAT. I'm happy at that time. So there is nothing much to lose. So the moment we lose with very narrow margin, that hurts us a lot. So this was something brief about my Bangalore days.
When it comes to, then again you pointed out, you cleared your prelims. Whenever you cleared your prelims, you reached till interview. It is a fact. Either you didn't clear prelims, or if you are clearing, interview is fixed. What made you leave Bangalore, go to Coimbatore? What was that reason?
See, my brother was at the time preparing for NEET. So he already gave 2 attempts and he wasn't getting a good marks. So he got only private colleges.
Okay.
So my mom and dad made a reorientation. Why we have to, all 4 of us has to stay somewhere else. Let 4 of us stay in one place. My brother's coaching center was in NEET, Coimbatore. So we all decided to move to Coimbatore.
Okay.
So there he studied. That year itself he got into government medical college. And myself, that year I wasn't able to clear. So after the results came, I told them to leave back to home, but they were very persistent and insisting me that you have to continue this preparation and another 1 year we'll stay here. We'll stay here until we clear, right? These were my exact words of my dad and mom.
Okay.
So I didn't want to give this attempt.
Okay.
And my mom was very persistent and she pushed me on the day of prelims. So I said, I don't want to go and give. She said, just go give. Whatever the result is, let it be. I just went, gave. This was exactly similar to our prelims in 2019 attempt in Bangalore. So I went, gave. Again, I cleared, fortunately. It was quite surprise for me that time. So now we cleared. Now they are again planning to move back to my hometown, Tanjavur. So as after I am leaving for a foundation course in Labas.
Okay. So practically for the kids, both mother and father, they decided to change the place altogether so that both the children can study properly.
Yeah.
By the grace of God, both of you have succeeded what you came for. May God gives you more power for it, more power to your family as well. Apart from that, Tanjavur to Latur, that journey, like what, Latur is completely out of the syllabus. Okay. You went to Tanjore, you were staying there. Coimbatore, you guys were staying. After that, you decided, no, Latur is a better place. So the journey we started at Delhi, it ended at Latur, to be very honest. So why Latur, according to you?
See, you know better. I'm sorry. I forgot we are doing a podcast. See, I'm very weak at essay, ethics, and interview. See, all these 3 things, Pratik sir handled it entirely. I just gave it to him. So, see, Pratik, you have to do these things for me. Say, do my essay properly. So he gave me some strategies. I was doing that for essay. So he said, don't write any test for a week. Every day write 1 essay. So I was doing that. Once I started having that knack of writing that essay, then he said that every week write 1 essay. So if you could see that at least before mains, I would have written some 15 to 20 essays in that span of time. Then for ethics, he gave me the strategy, how to write and everything. So how to include the examples, how to deal with the case studies. And he was giving some unique examples. So every time I used to write that Elon Musk SpaceX, he said that not only Elon Musk is famous for Tesla and SpaceX, he has one more company known as Boring Company. That Boring Company, he makes a tunnel. That tunnel is like all weather. No matter if earthquake happens, even if nuclear bomb is blasted on the outside, still you can travel through that tunnel. So he gave me such kind of unique example. I started inculcating those things in my answers. That helped me a lot in mains. That even helped me in my answers of GS3, GS1 and GS2 as well. So I cleared mains with his help. Then interview, biggest nightmare for many aspirants.
3 interviews you had to return.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare for us also, like, to be very honest. Yes. Please continue.
So he said, come to Latur. I was very hesitant. Pratik, I had very less time. How can I come here and travel here and there? This time I gave interview only in two places exactly. One is State Training Institute, which is run by Tamil Nadu government, and other is in Latur. So in Latur, we gave around some 10 to 12 interviews, if I am not wrong. So every day we used to record my interviews and we used to correct my body postures and how I'm talking and the tone of my voice and everything. And this helped to a greater extent. And my interview was scheduled on 14th of Jan. I left Latur, I think around Jan 8th or 9th. I don't remember the exact date. 9th. So I moved from here to Hyderabad. From there I caught a flight to Chennai. From there I went my home, packed all my stuffs. So I immediately went to Delhi. So this was the thing. So this is how it started from Delhi and ended in Latur.
And ended in a positive manner. Ended it with a bang. And how are the days of interviews like? We would like to again like you to elaborate on it. The preparation of interview. Everyone talks about prelims, everyone talks about mains, but very few people know that the pressure actually increases, but the visibility of the pressure decreases as you move forward. The mains pressure is immense, that is true. How is the interview pressure like? And specifically, a person like you who has given 3 interviews earlier, how was it to handle that pressure and what was the pressure like?
With respect to prelims and mains, the number of candidates is so huge. So it is evidently visible the kind of pressure which people are going through. But when it comes to interview, there are very few people, like around 2,500 to 3,000 candidates will be giving interview in a year. So it is not much visible in the outside, but the kind of pressure which they go through is quite immense because of the fact that they have already passed through 2 stages. Now there is only one stumble block in between them and their train. If they could cross that, they will get the goal. The more we get closer to the dream, the more we feel anxious, nervous, and pressurized. So this was the kind of thing with the interview. When it comes to guidance for interview, the kind of preparation which the market delivers for the prelims and mains, many a times, many a places they fail to do it for the interview. And I was quite fortunate enough to find the people around me, so they were guiding me for the interview. But the thing is, interview is quite out of the radar in many places. So this was the thing.
The importance of interview, as per like my experience, when we tell, many of the people assume interview as something extraordinary thing. It is the most simplest thing into the process, but at the same time, bringing that simplicity is the most hardest. So like when we try to tell the candidate, okay, you have to do this thing, very important part is humility when it comes to interview. The panel catches that. If you are not humble enough, the panel will catch it. We were fortunate enough to train Arvind into that part because Arvind is a very humble person, as you can see, and it became very easy. Its entire credit goes to him to handle that pressure into a very calm manner. I would like you to suggest few ideas like how to handle the pressure. If those people are preparing for UPSC now, the pressure will always be there. How to handle that?
So the entire credit does not goes to me. It goes to him actually. You know what? That even I used to think that many a times the interview is the hardest part, that it is non-doable and it is an actual dream breaker. That all those bad images we have about this exam is, it is about the interview. And Pratik broke it actually, literally. So every day, whenever he does the interview, he used to identify each and every flaws and he used to give me a better point. And he tells me the way how to give a better answer to that question. So these things quite helped me to break that curse of interview, to be frank and honest.
The language is important.
Language is very important.
Whenever we are talking specifically into interview, the way we present that part, it has to be parliamentary and again in a very streamlined manner. That is true. And yes, we got huge success in your case into that part, the language barrier. We broke it in a very proper fashion. And again, little bit dwelling deep into the interview part, share us through your interview, actual UPSC interview. How was it? Starting right from going into the Tamil Nadu Bhavan. You start from there.
So you want me to share the first, second, and third interview? Final.
Interview.
On 11th, I think I went to Delhi. 11th or 12th, I don't remember. Just I had only 1 or 2 days before the interview. So I went there. It was completely cold. You know the bitterness of Delhi's winter. So I got sick. I fell ill. So I wasn't able to come out of the Tamil Nadu house.
Okay.
So I stayed in Tamil Nadu house. I was taking care of myself and taking so much of medicine, tablet, tonics and whatnot and honey and everything, all those things which are possible I was trying to do.
Okay.
On the day of interview, I went into the hall. My interview session was in the morning. I waited in central hall. I am the last person to go for the interview. My interview was on 12:30, around 12:30.
Okay. And it was in morning session, right?
Morning
session, last interview. Okay. Those who don't know, interview happens into the sessions. Okay.
So when I was in the central hall, I was constantly coughing for hours, literally.
Okay.
So those CRPF and CSF persons, I think, they brought me hot water. I was drinking washroom.
Okay.
Completely like that. Before the interview started, I used that Strepsils. So I had it some 10 minutes. Before the interview starts, we will be made to sit outside the members hall. So to give an identification that we are going next. So I took that. I sat there. And those hall used to be grandiose, like a British style of architecture. So inside the interior will be like very classic.
Okay.
That old wall clock.
Okay.
The old kind of fan table, the big table, grandiose.
We are talking this about Dholpur house.
Dolpur house.
Okay.
So I took Strepsils.
Okay.
Fortunately, for the next 40 minutes, I haven't even coughed once.
Well,
So I was having my kerchief, I was holding it tight.
okay.
So like this it went, and I was very conscious that I shouldn't cough.
Okay.
The member could see through my face that something is wrong with this guy.
The psychoanalyst was present during your interview?
No, I don't think so. But it is generally said that out of 5 members, 1 will be psychologist.
Okay.
But I wasn't able to figure out anyone because I myself in a very bad state.
Okay, yes. Moving forward into the interview, what happened over there?
So I went inside. I said, "Sir, may I come in?" He said, "Please come in, Aravind." Then as soon as I entered, I wished everyone, and he told me that your hobby is a space. So he gave me a quote, and he asked me that, "Do you remember this thing?" I was standing only. Then he said, I gave a weird look actually, that I shouldn't have did it. Then he said, "Arvind, please sit down." I said,
Okay.
"Now you tell me, have you heard about this Last Frontiers?" I said, "Yes, sir, I have heard about it." "What is it?" "Sir, Last Frontiers is nothing but the gap between the Earth's inner atmosphere and the outer space. There is a boundary between that space. That is known as Last Frontiers." He said, "I'm not asking about that. I'm asking something else from Star Wars. Have you watched Star Wars?" "Yes, sir, I have watched." "When did you watch it?" "Sir, it was quite long back. I don't remember. Some 2-3 years back, something." Then he went to the other questions. Like he asked something from my anthropology, optional. So he asked, "Who is Tony Josephs?" I was like, "Oh my God, I heard him. I know him very well, but I couldn't recall." I thought for a minute. I said, "Sorry, sir, I couldn't recall. But I have read his book." That is the irony. Tony Joseph. Then another 2-3 questions. He asked me. I said, I haven't given him a satisfactory answer. And I can see the kind of disappointment in his face. So then he moved to the other member. That first member, he asked me a few questions related to Tamil Nadu. So he asked me related to NEET, NEP, and he even asked me, why is Tamil Nadu always protesting against any development project? Then I gave him with the statistics. Sir, initially there was a disagreement. I too agree with you. But later on, as the society saw, many number of students from Tamil Nadu are clearing the NEET. Now there is a huge amount of acceptance towards NEET. There are few instances where students from Tamil Nadu topped and nation air first air one in NEET. So I told him, and I even gave my brother example. So, sir, even we have the acceptance after he cleared. So I was very honest with him. So then he went on asked about why the coastal region of Tamil Nadu are frequently flooded, like Kadaluru, Tanjavur, why it is frequently flooded. I gave him the statistics, and he asked me how much of monsoon, northeast monsoon contribute towards the rainfall of Tamil Nadu. I gave him exact precise figures at 63%. Sir. So he was okay, not like chairman. Chairman was very disappointed. And the next member he came, he asked me things related to mechanical engineering.
Okay.
I gave good answers. So he asked me about CNG. I gave good answers. Then he asked me about my hometown, Tanjavur. Then I couldn't remember exact number of questions he asked, but with him, he was very happy. He asked about space as well. I gave very good answers. Then the other member, it went. He was asking me about smart grid. National smart grid, I think. It was related to electricity only. It's not the NAT grid. So I said I could faintly remember. I could remember very little, sir. I couldn't recollect everything clearly. He said, whatever little you know, say that little only.
Okay, they have a humor.
Yeah.
True.
So I'm saving myself. So that it doesn't look like that I'm making a guess. I told him I surrendered. Then I tried to answer him. He said he was quite happy with the answer. Anyway, you said you don't know Aravind, but you tried. It is right only. Then he asked, what is the difference between smart grid and dumb grid? I said, sir, what is dumb grid? Something which is not smart, it must be dumb. Then I tried answering that. Only these two questions I could remember. The next one is with the ma'am. That day was a Pongal, Jan 14th. She asked me about Pongal. She said that you are coming from Tamil Nadu house. Morning, did you celebrated Pongal? Ma'am, very early I left from Tamil Nadu house, around some 7:30 or 8 o'clock. So after completing the interview, I'll go and join with them. She asked me what you do for Pongal. I told them it's a Thanksgiving ceremony for sun god, where we used to offer Pongal towards the sun god and have the sugar can, sweet pudding, everything. Used to wear new clothes and everything. And when I completed, she told me that thank you, happy Pongal to you, Aravind, my greetings. Then I wished her back, happy Sankranti to you.
Okay. Yes. She was a North Indian. Okay.
She's from Haryana, I know that.
Okay.
In the afternoon, my senior's friend gave the interview, and she was from Haryana. She was already into service, and she told me that I think she was also from Haryana because she asked each and everything in my hometown. She asked the exact route.
Okay. So they know that much
They
detail.
know that much detail.
Good one.
So then she asked me about the flood issue in Tamil Nadu. I handled it well because I had a ready-made content for flooding and everything. Because the flooding and climate change, it has become an episode every year. Like Pongal and Diwali, every year it comes and goes.
Okay.
So the statistics and everything was handy. So I dropped them in front of her. Then she asked whether Bengaluru also has the issue. Yes, ma'am. Bengaluru also sometimes faces the flooding. With the advent of climate change, it has become very frequent. Then she asked me, there must be some kind of collaboration between Bengaluru and Chennai Municipal Corporation. I said, ma'am, there may be, but I am not aware of it. So I was quite honest with her. So I want to say something which I don't know.
Okay.
Then she also completed, member 4 has been done. Then again, Chairman Arvind, before leaving, I want to ask you a question. Why did Ashwin Ravichandra retired from test match? Every day I was reading the newspaper. I saw that, but I haven't went deep into it.
You don't like cricket?
I like cricket, but at that time I had very less time, so I wasn't going through the sports section. I was just seeing only the headline. He asked me exactly, which I ignored.
Okay.
I said, sorry, sir, I'm not following sports news properly. And he said, okay, thank you, go. I said, thank you, sir, and left the hall.
Do you think lying is a good option into the interview?
They'll catch you instantly.
Sure.
See, in interview, whatever your age will be, whenever you will be giving the interview, they have done that many years of service. So they know every nitty gritty. So better not to lie into the interview. Whatever you know, you know. If you don't know, just be honest about it and tell. That is actually better. You came back.
I came back. I was made to wait in UPSC Bhavan for another 1 hour.
Why so?
See, the afternoon batch security check was going on.
Okay.
My mobile phone, baggage and everything has been locked inside a locker. They said you are not allowed to go inside and you should wait here. Then I said I'm already sick. I couldn't stand. I'm fainting. I'm feeling like fainting. I need to have something. Then they saw me and I was literally very unwell.
Okay.
So literally in a bad state of health. So they stopped it and they went and opened the locker themselves and gave it to me everything.
Okay.
Then I picked a cab and went to Tamil Nadu house. I slept like anything.
Okay.
Only in the afternoon I was able to get up and with my senior, and he's already in IRS. So we both went and looked into the shops which were there for the Pongal celebration. There were many dance event and everything going on. So it was like that. It was nice actually that day.
It was indeed a good day.
Yeah, it was a good day. But scores are quite different. That is altogether different. Better scores would have gone into IAS. But it's okay, fine.
How many marks you have missed IAS?
I don't know the exact. Probably around 20.
20. This is the difference between being an IAS and IRS. Rank 721 and rank 1 difference will be very less. Always remember this thing. Every single marks count. And 20 marks difference, like either you are IAS or you have other services. Always remember every mark count into the whole preparation. So mains is a very important aspect.
Yeah, mains is a very...
We'll
Mains is a very important thing, and it is the certain thing where you can get the mark according to the work you are putting. Interviews, in my opinion, it is very uncertain. Not only mine, many of my colleagues.
Okay. So let's talk about mains. What is the secret? Every time you cleared your prelims, you cleared your mains. Every time you went till interview. What is that one thing? There are many, but according to you, what is that one thing that has to be there if we have to clear the mains?
Articulation. Articulating your answer.
Okay. Can you expand on it, please?
You may have a limited content, it doesn't matter. But if you are articulating it in a proper way, in an orderly fashion, that this point should come in the first, this, second, third, fourth, then you can clear the mains. Say anyone who is clearing prelims, they'll have the sufficient knowledge to clear the mains, at least for the GS and essay. So for optional though, you have to do a separate kind of work. But provided if your optional is well prepared and you haven't prepared anything for GS, still you can clear the mains. You have to have a proper articulation. This comes only with the rigorous answer writing.
Okay.
Not the traditional kind of test series thing. So in traditional test series, every week you'll write one test. So they'll give the feedback for the 20 questions. We'll try to improve it in the second test. So which we won't be able to do 100%. Where we will be hardly able to improve for 20 or 30%. If I'm not wrong, and it also differs from individual to individual, which is very subjective. But every day, if you write like 4 or 5 questions, so your answer writing skill and articulation improves drastically. So this happens. If you can achieve this, you'll clear. So in my first mains, I was doing this. So for 3 months, I was rigorously writing answers. Only hardly 3 or 4 questions per day, but I learnt a lot from my mistake. And my first essay was written on 1 sheet. So there, my faculties, they improvised it and they did everything, and from there I could improve. Similarly, in my GS 1, 2, 3 answers, the same goes for it. So like I was just writing whatever comes to my mind. Then they told me that if you write like this, you won't be able to fetch the mark. So every day I was improving for the 3 months. So this helped me to clear mains all the time.
Many of the people, what is your opinion? We are asking your opinion. Many of the people think that they will create a perfect answer and then they will start writing the answers. Like, what is your take on it?
So there is no perfect day or perfect time or perfect answer to be written for mains. It is that everyone has the imperfection. It doesn't matter whether your answer is perfect or imperfect. It doesn't matter. All that matters is you have to start writing. Even if you don't know anything about a topic, you know only 2 points, write the 2 points. Try to generate a point. link it with the syllabus, link it with the current affairs, try to put more points into it. At least it has to be relevant. See, though it does not address the core component of the question, if you start to write, eventually one day you will address the core component of the question. But you have to start writing. See, we cannot expect a person who hasn't taken one step to reach the 1,000th mile. But surely we can expect a person who has taken their first step, at least in one day, after years, they'll reach the 1,000th mile or something. So this is the thing. You have to start to write. You have the content. You know the subject or doesn't know the subject. You don't have the content. You feel motivated to write the answer, or else you are demotivated. It doesn't matter. You are drained out. Nothing matters in this exam. This exam doesn't give a shit about our emotions.
True.
To be honest, I'm sorry for using unparliamentary words.
You can.
See, all that matters is how ruthless you are. The more ruthless you become, the more you become never giving up attitude. Can clear this exam. That is the thing. You have to start today. You have to do the work today. See, the secret or the magic lies in the place or in the work which you are avoiding, which you don't want to work. The moment you start to do that work which you are uncomfortable in, the magic will happen in your life. So for many of us, writing answer is very uncomfortable. The moment you start to write, magic will happen.
Yes. And you can feel that magic once you start doing it, and once you get that skill, it is magic altogether.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's not
magic.
only about writing, your personality also changes into that part. So how do you think your answer writing impacted for good your personality?
If I'll try to answer this. See, first, I used to give a random answer for everything. So the moment I started correcting myself in my answers, it started improving in my interview as well. The way I started giving answer, it became structured, like legal, extra legal, or else legal kind of thing, or else social, political, economical, or else what are the economic implications. First, I try to address the economic implications, then political implications, then social implications. Like this, my answer or else the way of speaking or way of thinking, it started becoming in a structured format.
Okay.
So this helped me to complete a few things in a easy go.
And again, it also helps into like putting your point into a group. Like, okay, this is the point, and you can give the suggestions also in a very proper fashion. That also helps. True. This happens about the mains. When it comes to optional, the difficulties which students face, like as a teacher, I can tell you, many of the time they don't know how to start. For optional particularly, how to start? What is your take?
Take the syllabus, by heart it like anything. Second, do all the PYQ from 10 year, minimum 10 year I'm telling. So what I did is, I started from 1993 or 89. I took from 89 paper, I think. So I solved all the paper till 2018.
Okay.
So before giving the 2019 attempt, I did this. I revised them multiple times. The things which were not covered in this paper are not so important, but you cannot afford to leave it. So those topics from syllabus, I picked it again. I started revising it again. So I went and gave the attempt. In that paper, I got 147.
Good one. Which is a very good score when it comes to optional. One paper to 147 out of 250.
Okay, like this, if you could do, it will have a drastic impact on the understanding of the optional. Once you have a deeper understanding of the optional, then getting marks is so easy. You can easily cross 270 to 80 in that. Until or unless that year something happened in that. So this is the thing.
And the optional preparation, okay, the whole over preparation, is it important to have the coaching for clearing this exam? And I'm not asking this as a director of a coaching institute. I'm really asking it for the students. Even if it is not, it's not.
See, I have seen many candidates who are clearing without coaching.
True.
But I haven't seen any candidate who had cleared without a mentor.
True.
See, more than coaching, you need a mentor. You can read the book. You can write the answer. You need someone to say that whether you are writing the right answer or not. To guide you which book to read, which sources to refer. Mentorship is the most crucial thing. See, there are many people, like they come from a very rural background. During their colleges, they had conversation or else the connection with their seniors. So who guided them to clear this exam? The thing is, they always had a mentor in the form of friend, seniors, teachers. So having a mentor is very important. So each person must have an individual handheld guidance. So the classes in coaching which they provide, it is for everyone. Not everyone can pick things from that. So you need a mentor to guide that which things to pick and which things to avoid, which optional to pick and everything. So to evaluate your paper, mentorship is very important, I feel.
When it comes to mentorship, what are the qualities which needs to be there in a mentor according to you? Who is a good mentor? I'll simplify the question.
Understanding the student's need, what are their weakness, strength, and their background, their family situation. So were they facing any kind of personal issues in their home? Mentor should not limit his or her role only towards academics. He should extend their hand towards the personal thing as well. They should solve their personal problems as well. I'm not talking about anything relationship or something. I'm talking about the family issues. So some may be facing a financial issues. Mentor should help them to an extent by giving a concession or fee, giving them some money, making them to get some employment, some part-time, some freelancing. So such kind of things are expected into a mentor.
Okay.
Mentor, to be simple, he or she doesn't has to be a mentor. He or she has to be a mother or a father in an institute who is taking care of their academic and personal needs.
True. Okay, like more or the less, that is the role of a mentor. True. Well said. You mentioned about the relationships. Many of the time what happens, the relationships which students are into, I'm talking about the relationship or a relationship, not like mother, father and all those. No, relationship, love life. First question, do you think relationship helps into the preparation? Second question, if someone is facing difficulties or someone's relationship is not going very well, it also impacts their studies. What to do with it?
See, more than me, Pratik knows better. See, and relationship is out of syllabus for me, and I'm not experienced. And I have seen many of my friends who are in relationship, and I think you should ask them.
This question I can answer very properly. I can tell you for a fact, but the interview is of yours.
See, but my opinion, the more you can cut down on distractions, the better you can clear the exam.
True.
So relationship, see, for some there are people I have seen with relationship, they have cleared and excelled in this exam. But there are many, there are exceptions. Exceptions cannot become an example.
True.
There are many who weren't able to clear the exam. So my opinion, anything, I'm not talking about the relationship, anything which distracts you, like Netflix, Amazon Prime, which I am very much addicted to, but still my problem, I'm trying to share it with you. Then relationship, any alcoholism, drugs, or anything, overeating, still my problem. These things you have to cut down. So these things are like a distraction for you to reach towards the goal.
Okay. When it comes to distractions, majority of the students who are preparing, by the grace of God in this area particularly, students they have started to believe in themselves that okay, they can also do it. We have opened institution into this area so that like we can guide them into pursuing the highest dream, whatever they are willing for. The distraction, YouTube reels, YouTube shorts and Instagram wala reels and all those part, it is becoming very addictive. And many of the students face difficulty into that part. You yourself mentioned that you also face the difficulty in addiction into Netflix and Prime and all those parts, the OTT platforms particularly. What is your opinion so that they can stay away from these distractions, social media distractions?
Social media is a very powerful tool. It can make or break someone. So this distraction, it's very difficult to counter. I'm also suffering from that. See, every day I'm using Instagram for 2-3 hours scrolling. At least now it has been reduced because I became more social and started talking to many people. I have some commitment. I have to go there, here, and everything. But exactly after mains, in those 80 days before the result, that was a huge time where I don't know. I had doom scrolled for 10 or 12 hours continuously.
Whoa, okay, okay.
So instead of scrolling, if I would have walked, I would have rotated around the earth for multiple times. So I was into that much of distraction.
Good example, though. Good one. And when it comes to this part, but you were scrolling after your mains,
Yeah, after me.
before your interview, but like till the result didn't come during that time. Were there the times when you have an exam, let's say mains, you have mains and then you are spending more time on the social media? Not in the first attempt I know, but later on after that, like this wala attempt. Take us through this journey, entire year journey, how you manage to stay away from distractions, how you manage to stay focused, and how did you handle to cut down the unnecessary parts. So that part. So this last year, the selection year,
Selection.
we would like to know in detail about it.
Okay, I'll tell you. See, usually the prelims exam happens on May month. 3 months before the exam, I used to uninstall WhatsApp,
Okay,
Instagram.
okay, okay, good one.
So I used to have only one smartphone. That smartphone, I used to keep it in home. While going to the library, I used to have that button phone for emergency purposes. When I come here, if I want to watch any YouTube videos, I make this as a strict rule that I won't do anything non-educational in my iPad. So if I'm watching, I watch only YouTube videos which are related to the studies, MCQ solving and everything. I use the button phone. For those 3 months, I won't use any social media. But just on the day of completing the prelims, night I'll install the Instagram, WhatsApp. This goes for the next 15 days. Again, I'll use them rigorously. Results come, then again I'll delete them. But for mains, it is quite difficult to manage with the button phones because you'll be having a lot of materials, everything in the mobile. I'll delete Instagram. I'll clear the cache of YouTube and everything. WhatsApp also I'll delete. I'll have only Telegram for downloading the materials from the Telegram. So those 3 months, I used to rigorously focus on the exam. Whenever I feel like distracted, I used to take the phone, go to the Zen mode, just to put it in Zen mode for 2 hours or something. If I put it in Zen mode, only incoming calls I'll be able to receive. I won't be able to access my phone even for calling.
Okay.
Only for emergency contacts like that 100, 108 can be done with that phone. Nothing can be done with the phone. It is a kind of one-way communication. Okay, then I used to keep the phone, no options. Then I used to read. Then I'll take a walk. Then I used to come back. Again, put it in the Zen mode. Sit like that.
So practically using the technology to cut down the technology. Yeah. Practically, yes. Good strategy though.
After mains is done, that day night I took my ATM card and subscribed to Netflix, Amazon Prime, downloaded Instagram. Okay. Next 80 days went like that only. God knows what. I used to do binge watching. You know, I used to go to the institute. I used to sit in the table. Morning 9 o'clock if I start. Night 10, 11 till that I used to watch. Only for food I used to go out. In the afternoon I used to go for a walk for 1 hour with my friend. So my friend, you know, Kaushik, is in IFS.
I know. Kaushik V. He has got 103 rank into this year's IFS 2024. Shout out to Kaushik as well. Congratulations, brother. And you deserved it. You well deserved it. Yes, please continue.
We used to do some chit chat. So phone binge watching. So I completed a Breaking Bad in 4 days.
Okay. Everyone knows Breaking Bad. There is no secret about it. Yeah, fine. Okay. So
similarly, I don't watch movies so much because movies it will be over in 2 hours. What to do after 2 hours? I watch series. So Pratik also. If I start to watch, it goes like anything. So the best thing I would suggest is at least 3 months before the prelims and mains, don't use the technology. Don't use the social media. Try limiting yourself. If you are going for a walk, then you can use. But if you are sitting, make it as a golden rule that you are not doing anything which is non-educational inside the library or within the institute premise. So this helps a lot. Have a strong moral code of conduct.
Okay. One thing like I observed into this whole conversation, you have a switch on, switch off button. Very few people have that button. Like if you are telling before 3 months you used to uninstall, many people fail to uninstall those parts before 3 months. How to install that switch on, switch off button if someone doesn't have?
So that only comes with a strong sense of commitment towards the goal. See, that exam is not just an exam. So to be honest, many of us used to say that this is just an exam. Yeah, that is just an exam, but the kind of work which you should do, you should not do it for the sake of doing. You should do it like it is everything. There is no other thing in your life apart from that exam. But sometimes things doesn't go as per our plan. Sometimes we tend to flunk up in the exam. That time you have to remember that there are many things in life apart from that exam. If you have a strong sense of commitment with the exam, you can switch it off. See, the moment you start to use the Instagram, you should have that feeling that, say, I'm wasting the time, I'm having mains in next month, so I should quit it. So in my initial attempt, I made the mistake. I was using the social media as well before the mains. So then after some time, I used to use for half an hour frequently. Every day it will be around 1.5 hours. Then as the exam nearby, I quitted it completely. This was the thing. This habit, it has to be cultivated. You can use the Zen mode to have this.
Okay, fine. And whenever you are preparing for the examination, many of the people, as you pointed out rightly, many of the people get undue stress about the process if they haven't revised or something like that. There are cases where depression also they go into. There are cases where like they don't feel good.
Pratik, before answering this, let's take a walk. Come,
Sure.
let's have a walking interview. I'm also feeling stressed a little bit, sitting in one place for hour. The whole Latur is visible from here, you know.
The whole place is visible.
Yeah.
The whole city.
Even
is
outskirts of Latur is visible.
It's true.
Properly ventilated, very good place. First time I came here, Pratik, I was very surprised. The kind of ambience which you are having, it was so good, you know.
It's like whenever someone is stressed or whenever someone feels like they want to talk with me, I call them here. This is like same place. I sit over here, someone sits there, and then they talk. It is like that.
See, when you asked me about the stressed question, we exactly came to the spot, de-stressing spot.
Yeah, it is actually. Many of the very detailed conversation has happened at this
Place.
Yeah. Many places. This is one of my favorite place. Like from here, like I can see my entire city, and we have got a very beautiful skyline.
Yeah, it's very good. See, for me also, this is one of the favorite places, you know. I used to come here, put a chair, keep my legs over here, put a headphone, roast someone on the phone with my friends. And we used to make a conference call.
It
used to be have so much of fun.
It is true. If you want, you can sit down. Please.
It's well ventilated. Nice.
So, coming back to the stress wala question, whenever students feel like, okay, they are stressed, they are depressed, like what to do with them? What should they do?
Talk to the parents.
Okay.
Talk to the mentor.
Okay.
Physical activity. The things which I followed is, the more you sweat, the stress goes out. I won't sweat, I'm being honest. I'm telling it for telling you. I used to take a walk for every day 1 hour.
Okay.
1 hour brisk walking.
Okay.
So after taking the walk, I used to feel light. Those happy hormones like serotonin, oxytocin, dopamine, so melatonin, these things will get secreted in the body. So it reduces the stress. Apart from that, the major reason I feel is because of digital technology and digital pixel addiction, people are losing their sleep.
Okay.
So that compromise on the sleep is putting an undue stress on the human body. Aspirants are getting stressed because of that also. Because the whole day we are studying, no reward, instant reward. So we are using the mobile phone, social media, we are losing our sleep. We should not use the mobile phone at least 1 hour before the sleep. So if we are planning to sleep by 10 or 11 o'clock, we should stop it by 9 or 10.
Okay.
But what happens is many times we used to lie in the bed, used to scroll down the mobile. So that also puts a stress. That puts a huge stress.
Okay. And many students think that If they study for 10, 11, 12 hours and sleep for 3 hours, 4 hours, they will clear the exam.
Sleep is very important. Like we used to work out in the gym. You know better than me.
True. Yes.
See, in gym, when we work out, lift weight, muscle tear happens. So that recovery will only come when you are sleeping. Similarly, we are doing some mental workout in the library or institute. So if we don't sleep adequately, that recovery won't happen. The gray matter content in the brain will reduce.
Okay.
So this leads to forgetting things instantly,
Okay.
not able to be attentive. See, studying 10 hours for the sake of studying does not yield any result.
True.
So if you are studying even for 8 hours or 9 hours, you should be completely focused on that.
Okay.
You should break that monotony. So don't only read for 4 or 5 hours, then write test for 1 or 2 hours, discuss, revise, make notes for just 1 hour. But many a times people make the mistake of making notes for 6-7 hours, studying for 1 hour. So they think that this will help them clear, but it is entirely wrong. And as I said earlier, more than coaching institute, a mentor who can watch them individually is very important. And that way, a mentor who is very much experienced in this field can handle these things. You don't have to make notes for each and everything. The books, they are already notes in themselves. Highlight it, mark it there. Just read it again and again. And make notes only for those things where notes are not available. You are searching in the internet and everything. So you can handle stress in these ways.
When it comes to like note making, again, like one of the very big misconception into this field is notes. And everyone tries to accumulate everything possible into this world, into their respective iPad or phone. They think that someday it will be helpful. What is your opinion on it?
That's FOMO, fear of missing out.
True.
See, I also did the same thing. I did the same mistake.
Okay.
I made, when I wasn't able to clear those 3 prelims, I made this much notes.
Okay.
But the reality is, I haven't revised even single times before the mains.
True.
So during the mains time, I altogether dealt with the different notes.
Okay. So practically, whatever notes you are making, you have to be able to revise it multiple times.
That means for each GS paper, you should have only notes for short notes for 50 to 60 pages.
Okay.
That day, on the day of exam, you should be able to revise them.
Okay.
Not 1,000 pager, 2,000 pager notes. It won't help.
It won't help. True. And related to your preparation, mentors, guidance, and everything, what do you think about the online mentorship wala part? Like online mentors will be, they will meet you or they will talk to you over phone for 5 minutes every week, one time, and then they will continue. So, like, what is your take?
See, online coaching or mentorship will always have their own limitation. Online cannot match the kind of thing we are doing face to face. We can do the same thing in online, but there will be a gap. Digital barrier will always be there. To break that digital barrier, you have to be present face to face. See, online you will be doing, suddenly you will be getting a call or else notification in WhatsApp. You will be watching a class in online. Once you get a notification in WhatsApp, you will go to it. Your friend would have messaged it, come let's go and have something, eat something. You will close the class and you will go and eat, then you will forget the class. This happens, that digital barriers will always be there. Instead of going in online, prefer, I'm not telling absolutely avoid online mentorship or coaching, but give more preference to offline wala thing. So that will be more helpful.
For preparation, you came over here. Many of the students from this area, they think that if you want to prepare for UPSC, the preparation of UPSC can't happen in Latur. Like they think you came from Tamil Nadu, but many of the time people from Marathwada region, like Latur is the center of Maharashtra. If you see into the map as well, this is the central place into the whole Maharashtra, properly centered, and everything is nearby from here. Majority of the time they think that no, it can't happen over here. So you have prepared over here. You are seeing students preparing here for UPSC and specifically UPSC. What is your message for my people my people who live into this area? What is your message?
10 years back, there was no this much kind of digital development. There was no technology or anything. The materials which we are having as a handy, it was only available in Delhi. Someone who needs that material has to travel to the Delhi. The mentor which we are having right now, they have to travel to the Delhi to get them. Classes, everything. So, but now with the digital revolution, all those materials are in PDF format. We can take a printout over here. Digital technology is over here. And the mentors have been moving out of Delhi. They are going to their respective places. For example, you also. See, it is not necessary that everyone has to go to Delhi. It was there some 10-15 years back. But today, you don't have to be in Delhi to have that atmosphere of Delhi. You can be in any place, still you can read. In Latur, this is a very good environment. They can be here, but still being here in Latur, they can access the materials in Delhi.
And specifically, like what I have seen with my experience over here, the quality of preparation in Latur is way better than Delhi, Bangalore combined. Because we are here, the candidate will be upfront over there. Whatever the mistakes they are doing, they will get rectified. Again, the atmosphere, oh, you have seen the atmosphere. Seniors help juniors and all those parts. So again, like I seriously sometimes feel that how I can tell the parents also, because majority of the time parents also say that no, not here, you go into Pune, you go into Delhi. But here we are with a conversation with an officer who himself has cleared UPSC, who has prepared over here, who came over here for preparation. See, this is the max anyone can do, to be very honest. That okay, this is it, this is the result. See this, send your kids. By the grace of God, parents are getting now quite aware about it, but still not as much as we need. So, any message for the parents you have?
Sir, I agree with you. See, the kind of guidance, individual guidance or mentorship or the attention which we are getting in Latur, I haven't, myself, personal experience, I'm talking only with that, I've never experienced in Delhi or Bangalore. In Bangalore, when I was there, I had a mentor. I used to meet him 3 months once. I used to see him 3 months once. That too in stairs. Hi sir, good morning.
True.
So had food. When did you came back from home? So this was the conversation. Max. So there I didn't had anyone to monitor over me. In library I used to open my iPad, watch movies. Every day I used to have 7 or 8 coffees.
Okay.
You know
Yeah. The strong coffee.
Strong coffee.
At the bottom that shop, coffee break.
Coffee break.
Shop at the Bangalore. Yeah.
Second floor library. That too we won't use the stairs. We use only the lift.
Yeah. True.
Come to coffee break, drink. Whenever we feel sleepy, we drink, go up, watch the movie fresh.
True.
So this was the thing. But in Latur, you are there, you are going to library, you are seeing how people are reading, you are calling them every week. Talk to them, how are you doing, what are you doing. I have seen somewhere there was some progress card was there to monitor the progress, what they have completed and everything. I have opened and just went through it something. I took it from a student and saw it. And I think these things are very much needed. And these things, you will never, I'm 100% sure you will never get in Delhi or Bangalore per se.
Yes.
Because the thing is, the market is very large. It is, honestly, it is very difficult for the teachers also to give attention to everyone. I don't want to take the name of any institute. There are big institutes where per day single faculty will be taking the classes for more than 1,500 to 2,000 candidates.
Okay. Yeah.
We can't expect them to meet each and everyone. We can't even expect them to remember everyone's name. How come individual attention is possible? It's not possible. It's not gonna be possible. But here in Latur, there were very limited people. Nearly some 50 to 60 candidates. Each day, if you are meeting some 10 people, it is doable in a week. So individual attention is what is needed for this exam. So not everyone just by watching the videos, going to the lectures, reading the notes can clear the exam. There are many things which need to be done. This is not just an exam of knowledge. It is an exam to test your resilience, mental strength, how patient you are, how consistent you are, perseverance, everything. So all these things can be possible only with a mentor.
True.
See, exceptions are there. I agree with that, but exceptions cannot become an example.
And when it comes to finances, as we have seen, those who got selected, majority of the time, as you mentioned example, very few examples are there which have limited financial capacity background and they are getting selected, but majority of the candidate who are getting selected are financially at least better. What is your take on it? Does finances play a role into UPSC preparation?
Sir, I beg to differ in this. See, I agree, finances play a role because after 2 or 3 years of preparation, you need some money to sustain yourself. But there are many avenues where you can take care of the finances. Even most of the state government these days has started that UPSC training courses. They are providing finances to the student. In Tamil Nadu, they are giving 7,500 rupees per month as a scholarship.
Okay, here also.
Yeah, I am also a beneficiary of that. Apart from that, they are having an institute where boarding, lodging, everything is free over there. So such things can be did well. If we are having a financial issue, we can go to that, we can access them and we can get that. But still, I agree that only to a limited extent the finances play a role. If you are able to meet your basic needs, then it is fine. Apart from that, finances does not have any role to play.
To be honest, this area particularly, this is financially very good area. Very good area, because when it comes to finances, whatever finances we used to spend into Bangalore, it is less than 30% in Latur. Even like mess charges, even like any other charges also you take, including stationaries, including food, including accommodation, literally 30% of the money whatever we used to spend over there. So this is how it is over here, and it feels very like we feel very blessed to have this kind of atmosphere and this kind of things where students can come and they can literally give their best. They can give their heart out into the preparation. I really feel that students should come to Latur for UPSC preparation specifically, so that it is my opinion, you can differ on it. I particularly feel so that the heroes of the region will take the region forward. When whoever, like for example, you are from Tamil Nadu, whenever you will be serving under Indian government, 100% there will be minute bias towards the Tamil Nadu. Do you agree with this? Don't give diplomatic answer over here.
I'll tell you, any human being will have some sort of biasness towards something else. It can be language, region, nation, race, everything. So I have bias towards my country.
Well said. So yeah, this is.
So if I'm suppose, see today this is IRS, the case is IRS. Tomorrow if I'm getting IFS, there will be huge bias towards my country. I'll be working in favor of it. How can I be completely impartial against my country? I'm there to fulfill the interest of my nation.
Okay. True one. Good. Very good. Well said. This is interview preparation. Good one. Yes. And yes, that's what, like, coming back to the same point, if you are clearing from this area, 100% the whole region will get more developed. And on that note, I would like to again thank you for choosing this field, because we need people like you whenever it comes to the service, whenever it comes to the all over atmosphere of the country. We need people like you who will take the society up front. At the end, it's not politics, it's society which takes the nation forward. Of course, politics is one of the part of it. What is your take on the polity, Indian polity per se?
I'm yet to see what is the politics from within the system. I have seen till today, I have seen it as a citizen perspective. But I'm yet to see it from within the system. Without knowing it as a part of the polity, I don't think it will be much fair to comment on it. But I still believe that we need so many dedicated, honest officers who can build the system. There are so much of officers, very good officers. Majority of them are very good in their job. They are doing exceptionally well in the field. I believe because of them, our nation is doing well. Take the case of Pakistan. How many times it has went bankrupt because of the robust framework which we are having right now. Because of the good politicians and good civil servant which we are having right now, we are as a nation even after 75 years. Our neighbor
Yes,
will
yes,
be
yes, it is
bankrupt.
visible. It is visible. A good bureaucrat will take the country 100 years forward. That is true. That is really true. Yeah, yeah. True. Yes, exactly. Good leader to be precise. On that note, yes, we can. Majority of the parts have been covered. So yeah, after the interview, like there are certain students who are waiting for you. We will take some questions if they have any. We will show you the. Sure. We'll move this way. Come, come, come. After you. Okay, so here students sit for preparation. Mostly UPSC students. 90-95% of students prepare for UPSC, and certain students have their questions as well. Excuse me, guys. If anyone have question, they can just raise their hand. We will hand over you the mic.
So first of all, big congratulations and thank you for coming in Latur. My question is how to avoid procrastination.
It's a habit actually. It's like you have to make a timetable. Initially, there are level of procrastinations. For a small thing, we'll be procrastinating. For a big thing, we'll be procrastinating. Small thing means like snoozing the alarm. It's a small thing. But after a few years, it will become a big habit which becomes unbreakable. So what you can do is, instead of snoozing the alarm every time, if you are snoozing it for 4 or 5 times, do it for 4 times. Then do it for 3 times. Then slowly you can reduce the procrastination. So it is like our brain is like also a muscle. The more we exercise, it grows. The more we postpone the procrastination, the more it grows stronger. So we can handle this way. I try to answer this to the best of my knowledge, trying to link it with multiple things. So you can try this.
My question is regarding the basic things that needs to in the prelims, mains and interview. For that, these things cannot be compromised. If these things can compromise, it will highly impact on the result.
The basic thing is the basic itself, foundation. The NCRT is the basic. It is the foundation. You cannot afford to ignore it. That is the basis. Above NCRT, you have to build it. If your foundation is very weak and if you are building even a palace above it, it won't be strong. Any structure which is built on a weak foundation cannot be a strong building. So make sure that you are doing it properly and thoroughly. The foundation has to be always good. Second is, have a conceptual clarity of everything which you are doing. Whatever the subjects you are reading, whatever the n number of books you are reading, even if you are reading very less number of books, it doesn't matter, but you should have a clarity. For polity, you will be reading Lakshmikant. Apart from that, there are multiple books. Even if you read all those 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 books, it doesn't serve any purpose if you are not good at that one book, Lakshmikant. So in that, you need to have a conceptual clarity. You need to be very precise about what you are reading. So if you are not clear with what you have already read, it doesn't matter how many times you read, how many things you read, it doesn't matter. So these two things are very basic for the UPSC preparation.
Lot of people says that the facts we need to be remember a lot of times. So facts and concepts. So what is the role of both in the UPSC?
Facts will work only if your concepts are clear. In a question, if you are, suppose you are addressing something like global warming, first the concept of global warming has to be expressed properly. If it is not in an exact expression, no matter how many facts you put, it doesn't yield any mark. So the concept is important. As far as In my understanding of UPSC is more concerned about your critical thinking, conceptual clarity. Facts you can get it from anywhere, ChatGPT, Perplexity, anywhere, Google it, you can get it. But still, these two skills are very much important in a civil servant. They expect these two values in a civil servant. So I would suggest you to build upon these things.
What is the role of PYQs in our preparation, and how you analyze the PYQs in your MCQ as well as in writing also?
PYQs are nothing but horoscope of the upcoming exam paper. So if you could analyze the PYQ, if you could figure out the things, you will understand the pattern in which direction UPSC is taking the questions. UPSC, like other bureaucratic institution, has its own institutional memory. It doesn't change abruptly altogether. This year it was following a pattern in polity, like it was asking questions in parliament, fundamental rights. Next year it doesn't altogether shifts to the other topic, like constitutional bodies, High Court, Supreme Court. It doesn't completely ignores this side and moving to the other side. It will change, but very slowly. So if you can identify that pattern from the PYQ, it will be very helpful for you to clear the exam.
Many aspirants are studying, but they don't get success. But what things you did differently, or what different things you did from others? What do you think in your preparation?
First of all, I haven't cleared in an early age, so it took me around 7 years. This is so as far as I could suggest you, if you want to clear in the early attempt, imagine this building. It will take 1 year to complete this building. So if some 10 people are working, it will take 1 year to complete this building. If they want to complete it in 6 months, instead of working for 8 hours, they have to work for 16 hours. You are getting able to get that. Basics is at math. So if you want to reduce the number of attempts, you have to be very serious in this attempt. You cannot plan that I'll do this in the next attempt. You have to be very serious in this attempt. You have to give everything you have got for this attempt. That is the simple thing. See, there is an element of luck in this. I completely agree with this. But that luck will work only if we are serious in these things. 99% of our work has to be done well. Only then the 1% of the luck will work. That 1% of the luck will not work if we are not doing our 99%.
Topper doesn't do anything different, but they do things in different way. What different way you followed while you're preparing? And about note making also.
In my initial attempts, I made my own notes, but I haven't revised them properly. This time I haven't made my notes. So whatever the notes which are available in the market, I gathered them. I tried to pick things from that. I tried to put them in my short notes. I revised them multiple times. I went and gave it. And I took the experience of multiple toppers. Instead of just blindly following the topper's talk, I followed their answer copies. So that was more helpful to me than following the topper's talk. I learned a lot from their strategy. Every time, I used to take the answer copies of Shruti Sharma ma'am, Munjita Agarwal ma'am. I was just going through it. Every time I go through it, I used to find new things from their paper, new strategies. Just flipping through that, you will get a lot of ideas. I tried to inculcate those strategies in my paper. It helped me fetch extra 20 marks and even in ethics only. So I was doing these things. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. This was it from the students. Again, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much, sir.
This is the part where we again wish you again.
Thank you so much
to the system as well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, guys.